Hello and welcome. Today I'm sharing my upcoming Etsy Trove. My antique malls, my estate sales, my thrift shops have been absolutely pouring goodies on this girl's head, so I have lots to share. I found a wallpaper book that had pretty papers in them. I'm very picky about investments like that, and this book is going to provide 4 troves similar to this one. This packet is consists of 13 sheets of wallpaper, and they measure 17 by 18. And I had my husband work to remove the cover, and that was quite the job because if a machinist and school teacher can't get rivets out and remove staples, I don't know who would, but he managed. So the original connection holes are on one side of these papers, but that still then would leave 16 by 18 workable paper. And here is an example of the papers that will be found in each of the packets. This one, and isn't this lovely? Wouldn't this be lovely in the lining of a book? More of that paper, piece of the green, gold. These would make just delightful book covers. Florals, and the floral header, and isn't this just lovely? Let me pull that down a little bit further for you to see it. It's just lovely. And here is heavy wallpaper that looks like silk, and it looks like it has silk ribbon on it. Now, all of these packages would be similar, but not the same. There might be, there's certainly different florals in some of them. Greek key, and so on. In fact, I'm going to turn this off for a moment and go under a bed and pull out one of the other selections so that you can see that they are similar. I'll be right back. Alrighty, this is another selection. This one has this lovely paper in it. And wouldn't this be a beautiful belly band in a journal? But now you can see that the papers are similar, but very conducive to, and isn't this gold paper pretty? And so forth. And here is an entire sheet of that silky looking paper. Another floral, another floral, this one, and isn't that just something? And this one with its companion piece, and this one with fruit and flowers, and this lovely one. So I am shipping these papers in this postal box, which costs, as you can see, $2.79, but I feel that the investment is worth it because the papers will not be folded, they'll be rolled, and they'll be in as good a condition as is possible when dealing with the post office. These papers, believe it or not, are, well, any of you who have ever hefted a wallpaper book will know that they're quite heavy. So, and I'm going to be trying to keep the price as low as I can, taking into consideration that I'm sending them in this mailer. This will be my first share today. And let me get out another stack because I have a table full of stacks. I'm going to be cutting some more 10-yard pieces out of this faux sari ribbon. So that will be coming soonest. And I was able to find another leather bound and edged book with these absolutely beautiful papers. These end papers are gorgeous. February 14th, St. Valentine's Day, 1901. And this certainly is just waiting for either for your collection. Fair Maid of Perth and the Antiquary by Sir Walter Scott, published by John Wanamaker, the Waverley novels, and so forth. These pages are in lovely condition with just mild aging around the edges. The end papers are intact here, and there is gold on those end papers and a gold edging on this book. So this will be coming. I'm also going to be doing packets of these English stickers, and these packets each contain more than 20 sheets of these stickers. And if you, let's get as close as I possibly can so that you can really see them. And they are stickers. They do separate. In fact, I'm going to show them to you. Look at these edge papers. They look like lace. And when they come up, this would be a wide piece of lace, and when they come up, all of these will stay on this paper, because the English certainly do know how to give you quality merchandise. You have very little problem removing them. Here are some corner pieces and so forth. So I have packets of these coming, and I thought I would show you at the same time. I'm going to have I have some packages of the solid gold ones, and then I have packages of the colored ones, blues, blacks, some yellow, some blue, some white, absolutely, and look at the iridescent on these sheets. So this is another packet that I will be putting in my first grouping on Etsy, and I found these come from Wales with the original prices, and they were sent to the lady in Florida whose home I went to for that estate sale that I lucked up on about a month ago. And I'm going to take a moment of your time to show you how these work. I kept some, as you can see, I kept some for myself, many that were already used. Let me do these again. I use these corners on the front of my new Shannon Green Custom Keeper, and if you catch the edge, there it comes, and you go slowly. It looks like it's so fine that it's going to fall apart, but it does not. And on the corner of a piece of paper, pull up this bit just a little bit and raise it. There we go. So, isn't this just delightful? And it's shiny, and it looks like it's embossed. It looks like it's been embossed. Isn't that something? Delightful. So, these will be coming to my Etsy shop. And these I'll put over because those are my stash. And then I have another grouping of stamps that I found when I was going through those. These are rub-ons and beautiful bits of ephemera. And these absolutely lovely, lovely playing cards. 4 of those, and some of that, and a lovely piece of gilt cut paper. More of this. A picture of mid-century picture of a baby, and that is a yes, that's a stamp also. Another pretty picture. Some look at this. Yes, yes, yes. I'm getting to the point. I'm getting good at this. Yes, look at those. Piece of gold paper. More of this here. And this little packet will be coming, but look what I have here. Some more of these. These are made in Holland. These stickers are from a different company, the ones that are coming in the large packet. But I have some more of these lovely gold cutouts and this large sticker selection. So, and I'm kind of rushing, as you can tell, because I have so many things to show you. I think my Etsy closet, the things have been multiplying in the night in my Etsy closet. I found a rather extensive trove of ribbons that I wanted to share with you. This is in its original packet. This is lovely, lovely velvet ribbon with a very fine silk backing. This is old ribbon. This is an entire original packet. Let me see if I can get this back around here. Keep it safe. Yes. So this will be, ouch, included in here. And none of it seems to be bad or discolored in any way. A packet of organdy ribbon in black. This is newer ribbon. Some musical wire-edged ribbon. Some pieces of double-sided black satin ribbon. Quite a nice amount. Some more black velvet ribbon. I seem to have found a trove of black velvet ribbon, haven't I? And a small piece of gray satin ribbon. Some wider black satin double-sided ribbon that is very difficult to find now, usually by the yard. And some of this gold. This is new, but I had more than one, and I popped this into this trove also. So, for those of you who have use for these, I hope that you, I do hope that you will enjoy them. I'm going to take care of all of these loose goodies first. This is a package for those of you who do junk journaling or crafts. You will see that this is a selection of, most of it is a selection of mid-century millinery flowers. They're beautiful velvet on rayon. So of the era, so we have some pink, we have a little spray of the blue ones. These two pieces, these pieces are contemporary. This is the vining, silk vining, and these are suede-like leaves that can be separated, so there's a piece of that. This, I don't know where I got that from, but it just calls out to me for craft use. I have some of these velvet mid-century millinery flowers and leaves. And those of you who are of an era will remember these from the 50s and 60s. These were so all over at Christmas. And I have one spray of these beautiful blue flowers. One spray of these flowers. Now they are in a different shade of blue, but you notice the way the velvet is embossed. Mid-century. And a selection of these beautiful blue maple leaves. So those will be coming to my Etsy shop ASAP. I've also gone through my collection of napkins, and there are 11 designs and 4 napkins of each one. And you know those packages are thick, and there is no way on earth that we can use them all, but I have some embossed gold, this pattern with some writing on it, which I quite like. Some 4 of this rose pattern, 4 of this that I have used many times, covers. There's something about this, because it's an all-over pattern, that I really, really liked. It's not easy to find all-over patterns, but that one is one. And then we have this one, and magnolias. These work up beautifully, especially because of this Paris and the stamp on there. And these, and these, and these, 4 of these. Well, maybe 5, that's okay. And the smaller ones in the larger version. Let me open these and show you what this one looks like. I love the way they have the writing down here. And one more, I believe, yes. This is another one that is just a delight. So I'm sharing the bounty. So that is 4 each of 11 different patterns. Thank heavens for floors. I found this in an antique mall with some beautiful bird pictures. And I was lucky enough that there were 2 of them, so I'm sharing this one with you. And here is a trove of Halloween stamps. There is no sense in me keeping these because I'm not going to be using them. I have used them, and they are ready to be shared. So I'm going to be offering these at a minimal price, and because of the heft, the shipping might be a little bit high, but the price is going to be so right that if you have a need for Halloween stamps, I'm going to put them on one of my first items that I put on. And now, back to the Carol goodies. These are books in beautiful condition. I was in in High Springs, Florida, and I went into a gallery, because I always do. When I see the word gallery, I have to go. And there was over in the corner there was a collection of these books as for donations to the gallery. And so certainly I went through them, and I thought, well, if one paints in oils, these are wonderful. If one doesn't paint in oils, these are collage fodder. Are these books just gorgeous? Wouldn't that be a beautiful seasonal? Beautiful books, as you can see, in the gorgeous shiny paper. And even the dust covers are in lovely condition. So that is one, painting sumptuous vegetables, fruit, and flowers. And then next to it was this one. And I thought, oh my, just a little tiny touch right there on the dust cover, and that's all. Everything else so intact. And everything one could want to know about skin tones in oil, watercolor, acrylic, gouache, and pastel. So those of you who like to do portraiting on realistic faces or get better in your expressive faces, this would be the baby for you. So I rescued that. And then I found an extremely collectible Foster publication from the 60s. I could not find a date in here, and I went online, and I almost fell out of my chair. If this was new from the era, the price was almost $60 now. This is the only bad spot on it that I can see, and a little bit of rub down here on the back. But you can tell that it's from the 60s because of the hairstyles by Fritzy Willis. And as only a Foster book can teach, face painting. So this will be coming to you also. Is that not just lovely? So I will be sharing that one. And then I went a little further because I was having a good day. A little lunch in between, of course. The great composers. This binder in not such bad condition. This in itself stopped me right there, and then I went in further and saw that it's the great composers program notes, and notice the lining in this book. Oh my. And yes, it is going to be not the easiest thing in the world to share this. But Mozart, if you're a music buff and or an art buff, this book should be of great interest to you. This book is as is. It seems to be that each one of these, start to finish, is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This one is 12 pages and ends here. I don't know whether that really is the end, but this will be coming to you soon. And this one, I looked at it and I said, well, and I looked at the condition. Those rivets can be, this can be removed. And I thought, nothing in it. And then I looked at this beautiful buff pink paper. And I said, self, this is a whole book of this beautiful, heavyweight, buff pink paper, just waiting for journaling. So, that's coming. And now I have one more pile to get for you. As you can see, there are times when I have to have a little tea. there are times when you just can't get out of your own way for finding treasures. Now I'm going to be selling this as a threesome, because that would equal one heavy book, and I paid so little that I want to pay them forward. Atlantic Beach, Florida, a book from the 70s, and as I've frequently said to you, it's either a book for learning or a book for using for collage. This book is screaming 70s to me. Let me see if this is the one. Get to kind of sense when. Yeah, oh, okay, 1993. So, this is part of that grouping. This activity pack book was with it also. I'm sure there's rhyme or reason. I'm sure there might be bits missing, but whatever is left here, these pieces of paper are nice quality. Backgrounds, bits of paper, and the art activity book. There again. Oh my. Oh my. Collage, collage, or whatever your muse calls for. So, that's number 2 in this little trove. And the last one, Ben Shahn, For the Sake of a Single Verse, from Notebooks of Malta Lourdes Brigg, and pages are discolored a little bit, so this is not exactly a young puppy. Yes, 1968, 1974. Yes, this is the one. And I browsed through and said, oh my goodness, look at what I see here. Won't this be just a gem? So, these 3 are going to be sold as one. And yesterday, I found this. Yes, I did. Someone has made a little bit of an effort to fix that binding a little bit, but that's okay. Robert Louis Stevenson's Children's Garden of Verses. I had a book just like this, and this is 1950 MCM XL. Oops, 1942. Yes, 1942. XL is 40. Alrighty, and the listing of poems, and these beautiful illustrations. These are just heavenly. Oh, the world back then. And it has that delicious odor of an old book. It's delicious to me. I know it might be disgusting to some people, but heaven to me. Sweet dreams. Happy thought. Northwest Passage 1, good night. Alrighty. So I found this little gem yesterday. Hans Christian Andersen Fairy Tales. Number 3 stars. It must be the 3rd book in a series. It has a card with a name in it. Parker Collie. Hans Christian Andersen. First English edition, 1958. And these are, the latest one is 1963 in Denmark. And the stories, paper in beautiful condition, book in beautiful condition. Could be used as an altered book. I had to keep that one. I kept one for myself, and I'm sharing that one with you. Yes, I'm almost finished now, and I hope that many of you have had the patience to stay with this, because this was some good finding. Cord tied treasure chest, front and back, lovely condition. And then I said, oh, look at this puppy. It's gold all around the 3 sides. Well, what have we here? Treasure chest, a heritage album containing 1,064 familiar and inspirational quotations, poems, sentiments, and prayers. But isn't this just lovely, lovely quality paper, and ready to be used for any art projects that you might have. And just the paper and the cover and the tie, I had to have that one. Another, I have to get out a little bit further. Another book, History of Art. And I thought, nice large book. This could be Spanish, could be Portuguese. I'm not at all sure. Each one of these papers is so heavy. And you'll notice the modeling. It's a stitched binding. And then these, and aren't they beautiful? Completely, completely lovely. And wouldn't this be a beautiful spread? It is going to be difficult to part with some of these, but I'm usually pretty good about it, because that's my goal, is to be a personal shopper, so that you have an opportunity to enjoy these things, and I have fun finding them. And then 2 more of my antique ledgers are coming into the shop now. To be honest, I'd forgotten that there were 2 still at the bottom of the pile. And these are the same as the other ones, and the one that I am working on. These individual sheets, all of these books are the same. And they are all dated. This one is 1916, and it was obviously checked over in red. And there was some red ink on most of these papers, which is quite unique. And so, 2 more of these antique ledgers are also coming to my Etsy shop. And one last thing, I'd forgotten I had this. I'd forgotten I picked it up. I wasn't sure. But now that I'm looking at it, I think that ignorance was bliss, and I made a good choice. 24-pound. Now these are resume papers. Ivory color, not white. 24 pounds, 100% cotton. Resumes, covered letters, thank you notes, 100 sheets, etc. It looks like hardly any of it was used. And here it is. A beautiful, beautiful shade of buff. And one can certainly feel paper that is all cotton. It is just wonderful. I'm going to be selling a grouping of these papers. And I'm anxious to try some watercolor because it's 100% cotton to see what happens. This is an entire box, so I'll be sharing. I certainly, again, can't use all of these in this lifetime. As you can see, I have quite an extensive grouping of goodies for my Etsy. And if any of you have seen anything here that you would particularly like to consider or to browse, go down to the box under the video and email me and let me know, and I will make an effort to put those items on Etsy first, rather than just grab from this humongous pile and work my way through when there is something that you might like to consider. So, if you have enjoyed this large trove of lucky finds, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, email me if there was something you would like to see in my Etsy shop soonest, and I would appreciate your subscribing to my channel. Bye now.